I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
The Love Boat. Ba-da-da-da-da. My coffee is cold. The Love Boat. Don't sleep with women who got the mold. All right. The Love Boat. That wasn't even for me. I was too young for the Love Boat. There was nothing wrong with the Love Boat. It wasn't like it was scary or nothing, but that's a whole new kind. You couldn't have the Love Boat today. Could you imagine? A lot of people don't even know what I'm talking. All right. I forget my audience. You guys know Dragon Ball Z, but you don't know the Love Boat. Let's go back in time where there was hairy vaginas and guys all had the bushy fireman mustache and everyone looked like shit. Kind of like today, just 50 years ago. So there was a show called The Love Boat. I think it was an hour-long show. And the premise was just this cruise ship, right? Luxury cruise ship, and love would happen on the boat. And not the fun, sexy kind of love. It was a nighttime soap opera, right? Obviously skewed toward a female audience. And I caught bits and pieces, but I mean, we're talking a little, like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old Cappy. I didn't understand what was going on. And there's talk, and then there's funny things happening. And if I remember, there'd be like a couple, there'd probably be a main plot and then maybe a secondary or tertiary plot of different people falling in love because they're on a cruise and everything's fancy and wealthy and all that. And maybe the vignette that day would be an elderly couple falling in love, but then there'd be young love, and then there'd be the controversial, busy corporate man and independent girl boss, which they had back then. Maybe I'm imagining, but they really like each other type of love. It was, you know what? Original, exciting, and new. It was original. You couldn't have that now. You couldn't have men and women falling in love. The Democrats would have none of it. Thus, I find it very ironic we have the Democrat love boat. Really, you could. What's the plan? All right, so you know how men and women like each other? No, not particularly. Well, let's just say they did. All right, so we're already at a work of fiction now. Yeah, so there'd be this cruise boat, yeah? And then men and women would fall in love. Whoa, we can't. You know what? You couldn't do it now. If for any other reason, because there wouldn't be no trans or gay or quad or whatever variant. And then if you did have it, you would flood it. Like, okay, today, I think you could, with a new remake of The Love Boat, you could have the occasional not straight love. I don't think, if it was very occasional, but you know, writers being writers in Hollywood or wherever the hell the new Love Boat would be made, like 90% of it would be like not straight, not pretty people getting love. By the way, if you watched The Love Boat, I haven't seen a ton of them. I bet you all the people who are falling in love are good looking people. They're not fat. They don't have tattoos but that's what, so you couldn't have it for that reason alone. They just wouldn't tolerate it. So then no one would turn into the gay, trans, bi, missing limbs, whatever, warped leftist version of the Love Boat that would come out now. But even on let's say it was just good looking, straight, with the occasional hat tip to our not straight brothers and sisters within the community, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Girls would reject. Why is she being nice? What's going? You think that you couldn't do it without a tremendous amount of criticism about, oh, you're oppressing women. Like the feminists would come out and just pick it apart and beat it up on social media. And meanwhile, the people who'd be running it would say, oh my God, the Twitter people are saying bad things. It's like, those aren't dollars and those aren't data. That's not your audience. Look at how many people tuned in because it's charming and funny. It was like a 1960s romantic comedy. It was very clever what you did there. Oh no, shut it down because this miserable spinster feminist Kuantaha has said so. So that right there, it's now, of course, it's not even saying it's a love boat. But here it is. This has been making, several of you sent this to me, but I don't see in the article where it says it's targeted towards Democrats. It's implied, I guess, because it's a 4-year tour, and Villa V Residences, which is the cruise line or the company that's offering it. Bravo. Brilliant idea. Brilliant. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Villa V Residences, the leading innovator in residential cruising, proudly announces the launch of its Tour La Vie program starting at just under $40,000 per year. Per year! So that's what? 260,000? 6 times 4, 24. Yeah, right. 4, 12. Yeah. So 240,000 for all 4 years. Residents have the flexibility to join their customized journey at any port during the continuous global adventure for up to 4 years. Now listen to this. This is not a bad, this is kind of a once in a lifetime deal. With over 425 ports across 140 countries. Man, you're hitting all the countries that aren't going to shoot you. I think there's only like 190 countries, 50 of which are kind of dangerous. Each circumnavigation presents an unprecedented opportunity to discover the world from their floating home with ever-changing backyards. Exclusive offer detail, 1-year escape from reality, 2-year midterm. Okay. Midterm selection. I think maybe it is. Look, here's who should be in charge of this company. These are the type of people you want in charge of the economy in the country. All right. The guy or the gals is, because when did they come out with this? November 7th. When was the election? The 5th, right? So in 48 hours, I guarantee you, the guy that came up with this didn't come up with it after the election. He knew, he's like, look, if it goes this way, we should have it ready. We should have a 4-year cruise with some flexibility so all those rich limousine liberals can escape Trump. We'll give it right. We'll give it to them. We'll give it to them. That was fast. That's fast, man. Whoever came up with this is a genius. Good on you. 3-year everywhere but home, 4-year skip forward. Dude, that is, they can't say it outright, but they're saying it. Okay, I see why people are thinking this is for the rich Democrats. This is for you trust funders, not you working Democrats who still believe that the Democrat Party is the working people. The latest product complements Via V's traditional ownership and rental programs along with their Endless Horizons program and provides residents with ultimate cruise flexibility and value. A perfect circumnavigation is different for every resident as we pick up new adventurers along the way in every port, said Mikhail Peterson, Chief Executive Officer of Via V Residences. Via V Odyssey will be spending a month in the Caribbean before embarking on a 4-month South American. If it wasn't full of Democrats, I would love this. Now, I don't know if I'm a cruise guy, but boy, this sounds great. The product itself just sounds wonderful. You know? Now, $250,000 for 4 years. Do you make it around the world in 1 year? I would say for 40 grand, if I could come up, if you go around the world in 40 grand and I hit 140 ports, oh, that would be wonderful. The Love Boat. Did you get her to sign the consent form? The Love Boat. Don't you film that because it'd be Nebraska corn? Featuring 2 Panama Canal transits, 2 world wonders, the Chilean fjords, an Antarctic sail by, Carnival in Rio, an 8-day endeavor deep into the Amazon. How do you look at this? Is so cool. Man, you Democrats might actually have fun in life. Holy shit. You might get, there's these things called endorphins. You weren't born with them, but maybe they might form naturally, and then maybe you guys might kiss a girl and you girls won't call it SA. The Love Boat. Democrats kissing and being ugly. The Ugg Boat. The Ugg Boat. The Ugg Boat. Hideous, repulsive, and gross. The Democrat boat. Full of lawsuits waiting for you. Via V Odyssey, which is home to up to 600 residents, just entered its second month of its 15-year tour around the world. 15-year tour. Well, they don't go that slow, do they? She'll visit all 7 continents, 13 of the world's wonders, and over 100 tropical islands along the way. Odyssey will spend 2 to 5 days in port. Via V offers a unique one of a kind way to see the whole world at a slow pace when you have enough time to actually experience the cultural vibe of every port. See, you got to be wealthy, you got to be rich. If you were an accountant who worked remotely, you could do this if you took the course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career. Although I see, like, right here, oh, could you imagine, like, you and your wife are just like normal conservative, not big Republicans, you just normal people, like you like each other. And then you go on this and it's a bunch of old hippie, old grandma ladies with purple hair, and it's all Democrats. Oh, you've dropped 40 grand on that. Thank God you got a lot of multi-day drop-off and port visits because you couldn't. Yeah. Even if it wasn't, I joke a little bit. I don't think a boat full of Democrats is a good thing at all. You guys are miserable fucking, your values are warped and ultimately selfish and self-serving. So I don't think there'd be any fun on the boat. Because all it would be is like, who can virtue signal the most? Whose husband gets pegged the best? I think you'd have pegging competitions. Minnesota would run out there. Don't compete against the Minnesotans. They dominate in that field. So the Minnesotans would have their own little cabin, their own little area. But yeah, at least you get off the boat. You don't have to deal with. But that would happen with anyone. Like, I couldn't stand the same people. I'd have to get off on port. Head of sales for Via V residences. Our Via is your bedroom and the ship is your home. She'll take you across the globe to endless horizons. Via V Odyssey will be hosting familiarity events, inviting press, media, and special guests throughout the rest of the Caribbean until the end of the year. For more information and assistance, inquiries are encouraged to contact Via V residences directly at the email. About there has to be someone. See, they tip their hat. The fast forward. So this other people. Well, I'm not gonna. There you go. All right, look. Let me. 4 observations of the Democrat love boat. Okay, you ready? I wrote them down. Here are my 4 observations. Me, political analyst, expert, self-declared, just like everyone else in the mainstream media. Here you go. You ready? All right. Oh, it's way over here. All right. 1. Yes, this is a trip of a lifetime. That product sounds really cool. It's ambitious. I don't know if they're going to make money on it. And to be perfectly honest, I'd have like a lot of money left over just to provide a flight in case we get stuck in port. That would be me. I make damn sure there was internet. But if they could pull it off, this sounds like a trip of a lifetime. It sounds really cool. Okay. 2, said before, only rich Democrats are going to afford it, which means you're going to have a selection bias of pompous trust fund baby assholes. And dude, trust fund babies are boring and they're assholes. Especially of the Democrat self-loathing type. Could you imagine a bunch of Dean Phillips and Mark Daytons? Do you know how many antidepressant drugs they're going to be on? Related to that, it's skewed Democrat. It's going to be populated with that. It's not like really. If you have any conservative Republican retired friends or simply not Democrat friends, you might want to warn them about this because I can't imagine. I would just be squirreled up. I'd be bivouacked in my little cabin there. I would just, and I'd be getting off port and checking it. I really just would be using the boat to get me from port to check it out. Third, they're all going to kill each other. Now you could get on and off at different ports. So again, they provide a lot of flexibility. Imagine a group of, look, would you go on a boat with a bunch of 13-year-old girls? Like there's this boat cruise and you could go on it, but they fail to tell you it's just nothing but 13-year-old girls. Oh, fucking hell. Dude, you want to talk about Lord of the Flies? At least Lord of the Flies, the boys had a hierarchy at the end of it. There's no way they're going to kill each other. they're gonna try and out leftist the other leftist. These people have nothing else in their lives in terms of who's the best Democrat. You're going to be going on a dick's size competition, but it's who's got the smallest dick. Who's the biggest Democrat? Oh God, no. And I'm aware that there are good, well-intended, nice Democrats, right? And especially if you're older, it's going to skill. Let's say you're a hardworking Democrat family and you're a union guy and you busted your ass. You're Herman. You went to Vietnam. You busted your ass off. You saved up the money. You and your wife are there. And then you're like, you still think the Democrat Party is like, for the union, it's 1982. We're here to help out the little guy. And you get these trust fund baby elite assholes. Oh. And then finally, there will be no hot chicks on the Democrat love boat. There will be no good looking. You will not find love. Exciting and new. Did you look at her funny? She's about to sue the Democrat not love boat. Da, 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 da. Really? You're not. There will be no hot chicks on the Democrat love boat. Okay? And you better be real careful. Oh my God, could you imagine it's like an old person nightclub. It's its own thing. I'll tell you that. It's its own fascinating sociological phenomenon. A sociologist should go on this boat and just study it. They should. It'd be fascinating. Like really, like imagine an all Democrat female nightclub. Democrat ladies only night. Ladies night, right? And you go on this boat. Oh, really? What's the security like? You all know the Karens are going to complain about something. He gave me the male gaze. Then he kicked off, and then you got to go on. Dude, there's a making for a, maybe not a horror film, but slowly, as different sects and groups start, like a 1984 Orwellian, it kind of takes over the ship. And by the end of it, it's just the Queen, Karen, and the captain has his quarters welded shut with enough food to pilot the ship back, or they just pilot the ship back and the guy's all haggard and he looks like Tom Hanks with the beard and Castaway. Get me off this boat, man. Get me off of it. All the staff starts abandoning ship. There's the makings for kind of a horror, quasi-horror movie here. But man, could you imagine babysitting a bunch of leftist Karens? Oh my fucking God. A bunch of rich trust fund baby Karens and their ballless sacks of fuck wonder husbands and boyfriends. Oh, so there you go. The Democrat love boat. Good luck to all of you. I would love it if I want to see how this goes. I want to see how it goes. Look, hey, and really for you Democrats, once again, the solution brought to you by capitalism. Right? Right? You don't have to be here for Trump. There's a cruise for you, provided you by, capitalists providing solutions that you don't seem to be able to do with your political platform. All right, we got super chats. Christoph and on $2. YouTube censors refuse super chat. Send it as email subject. Okay, Stan the Milkman, $8. It's 1 a.m. here. Couldn't sleep, so decided to go to the office to finish this process designing criteria for a new dense media plant we are building. Good. Well, we're glad you're awake. 1 a.m. Yeah, that's right. You guys are pretty much opposite us. Why does the girlfriend vacuum all the fucking? Those guys, you don't get your woman to vacuum. She just decides to vacuum. Got to vacuum. It's like you could vacuum 1/5 the frequency. It's fine. The dust isn't going to kill us yet. All right. Link Bull's a link to all my shit, books, courses, my Amazon affiliate program. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.